spot over there, this spot, and then one over on my place. So I try to rotate them every every one a year. So on this one, I can technically put 2 taps on this. So about for every 10 inches in diameter, you can put a tap on it. So what I typically look for on these is try to find a big root that's coming up on the south side of the tree. So that sun, when it hits it, makes that sap flow really well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to drill about 1.5 to 2 inches into the tree with a 5/16 inch bit, and then we're going to take our 5-gallon buckets with our taps on them, and we'll basically just plug those into the tree and come collect them every few days. So let's drill. We'll drill? Oh, come on, get over here. Come on. This is Lillian and Oliver. We've been
the whole crew here today.
Yeah. See how high up we can get. Right there's a good root, so like right in there would be a good spot. Right there. You want to have it angled down just a little bit. Angled down just a little bit. Yep. And you want to go in, not quite to this blue tape. Go ahead. That's good. Go back out. And watch it for a second here. See the sap start to move. Yeah, see, taste it. Tastes really good. Tastes sweet, like sugar. Taste it. Here. Take your finger. Taste it. It's like sweet water.
Those are tree boogers. You just had tree boogers.
All right, where's the hammer, Will? We've been doing this since these guys were about our size. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll take our tap. Let's let the bottom face it down. Take this. We're just going to tap this in there with a hammer. Okay, tap so we can hear a ting. Right there. That's it. All the way across. So depending on how well the sap is flowing, if we get good cold nights and warm days like this, it'll be great. But if it stays above freezing, it won't really run. If it stays below freezing, it won't run. We need the temperatures at night to be below freezing and the temperatures during the day to be above freezing.
How many days that would fill up if
If we get the right kind of weather,
yeah.
anywhere from a day to 2 days, it'll fill that up. So supposed to do 1 tap per tree for now. Well, you want some try one?
So just looking at this tree, how do you know that it's a maple? So
this one's not it's not very old, but is the bark starts to kind of plate out. So you see up higher here, you'll see it in that one over there. See how the bark kind of folds out.
Is that one with the tree stand of maple?
Yes.
Okay. Tree stands of maple too?
Yep.
What happens if you tap a non-maple tree?
Depends on the type of tree, but they'll flow too. They just may not have as high a sugar content.
Yeah.
So a little bit different flavor.
Okay.
But you can tap really any tree as long as the sap's flowing. But this year's been kind of tough because it's been so warm.
Yeah.
So we haven't had many days where it's above freezing in the day and below freezing at night. It's been either super cold for a week, but most of the this winter's been above freezing, so it hasn't been very good. So we'll see how many, and out of the next week, we're only supposed to get probably 3 or 4 days that are going to be good. So, yeah. So what happens if it stays too warm, then the sap will turn sour.
Okay.
So I don't like leaving milk out in the sun.
Gotcha.
All right, you guys want to try one? You want to try one? Come on over here, I'll help you. We're going to look at this root here. See this root? We're going to say this guy. We're going to try to find us a good spot. Maybe right about there. So let's go here. You ready? You want to pull this trigger here, okay? You want to stand on this side? There you go. Okay, go ahead and pull it. Keep going. Keep pulling. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, we want to see if, there we go, we got a good spot. See those saps running? How much that's dripping out of there. So days like this are great because it was cold last night and then it's really warm today. Look how fast it's running out. That's my taste.
Did that taste it awesome again?
Is it yummy? Yeah, that's pretty
Is
yummy.
that yummy, Zander?
What do you think? Is it good?
Better booger.
Who's got the hammer? There you go. We're not going to do that one. Go ahead and get one right in here. Yep, a little bit further. Clean out a little bit. There we go. Hammer. That one There you go, right there.
Animals ever come out and mess with these buckets in here?
Yep.
Coons?
good.
Hey, put it there with the hammer. Dawson, let me use it. Let me use a hammer.
Hammer? Thank you. Hammer? Good.
Nice.
Okay. Here's something about the plates too, when you get how these kind of start. How the bark starts plating off. Here. That's how you can tell it's a maple. How'd it taste? Good? Good. More buckets? Oh, sorry. Yep, those are right there, so
Right there.
type of two on there.
You want to do one?
All right.
All right, touch that. See if it's sweet. Sweet. All right.
Good job, bud.
Dawson, you want a hammer?
Found the creek.
It's pretty good.
Good. That's all of them?
That's all of them.
So Lillian, back to your question. How many?
So on average, it takes about 44 to 50 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup, but it just depends on the trees and their sugar content. So usually out of 100 gallons, we get roughly 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons. So a lot of sap, a lot of boiling,
A lot of burning.
evaporation to get a little bit of syrup, but it is amazing, so it's worth it. So, plus, we're outside in the woods.
Right. Right.
Thanks for sharing this experience with us, guys.
Yeah, we love doing it. We've been doing it since they were just wee little. I do have a hydrometer, but I honestly, anymore, I just go by
temperature, or look at the size of the bubbles.
I go by kind of consistency, so kind of thickness. And then, so I'll boil it down pretty far in the maple boiler, and then I'll take it inside and I'll finish it in a roaster. And because it's just too hard to get that. Otherwise, I've had it where I've let it just go a little too far.
It turned fast at the end.
It turned into candy. So yeah, it turned into sugar granules instead of which we use it. We just scrape it up and use it as sugar, but normally I get it pretty close to the boiler and then finish it. It takes about another 6-7 hours in the roaster. You just don't want to do a lot of evaporation inside the house
No,
because
steam up the windows.
it gets everything sticky.
So just the roasting oven in your oven?
No, it's
On a
an
boil?
electric countertop roaster.
Yeah.
I have two of those. One's like a 22 quart and one's a 20 quart. And I'll just fill those guys up and let them, no top on them, and just let them kind of steam off until it gets the temperature. And then once I get a really close consistency, then I'll put it on the stove on the range, where I can have the gas, just tune it up just right. And then I put the candy thermometer in there and get it just right.
Temperature.
Yeah. It's a process.
Yeah, Dawson, no.
You start spinning colors in like a big copper kettle,
Yeah,
or like 20 gallons of syrup,
yeah,
and it was over the fire, and it was really hard to control like that.
it is.
So then we got rid of the copper kettle. We made a stainless steel pan. We had 4 gas burners out of a hot water heaters under it.
Yeah,
You just
it's-
turn it off when you get there.
Yeah, it's too hard with the wood. Like, we'll do all of our primary burn with the wood, and then that's what we use those slab cuts for. We use those slab cuts split up, and we'll use those to burn for the boiler. And then when it gets, I used to do that. I had a big stainless steel kettle, huge one, but it's too hard to. I couldn't see down in there, because of steam going on.
Yep.
So we
don't
did the same
want it
thing.
dry.
We went to a big rectangle 8-inch deep
Yeah.
with baffles, and then we preheat the. We'll report something when we're boiling it. But we rigged up inside the chimney, basically like a still. So copper tubing inside.
Warm it up before it gets to the
So
pot.
we have it up in the sap of pie, and it gets, by the time it gets through we have a little spigot, and we just control the speed of that drip into the pan, and it just continuously runs. So it'll heat up the sap coming down through the chimney, through the flue, and so it's hot by the time it gets. That way I don't cool down my boil, and it works pretty good. Once we get it going and dialed in right to where the drip's just good, and it doesn't fill up the pan too much, it'll run pretty much by itself most of the day. So
Is that outside your barn or in the barn?
yeah. We were going to convert the chicken coop to the maple house. I just didn't have time to do it.
Chickens all gone right now.
Yeah, chickens are all gone. Yeah.
It's a shame because now one you want those eggs instead of paying $5
I know. Yeah. They're fun, but they're pain in the butt too.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I made my wood burner, so the pan actually sits down inside, has a lip around it, and it sits down inside the burner. So I made the wood burner, lined it with fire brick and everything, and then the pan just sits down inside there, so it traps the heat all the way around the sides, bottom, everything. It works really good. So it's heavy. You have to use the pallet touch to move around. Fire brick's heavy. That's fun. Make some chili and hang out by the.
Can't beat that smell coming on.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, you used to get that roll of that steam and.
We should go back and check the first buck you put out and see what's in there.
Yeah,
So far.
we could do that. Yeah.
They're all closed up in time frame.
This one's got some in there.
Taste it.
Stick your finger in it. Taste it. No.
Oh, yeah.
Can I taste it?
A little bit in there.
Is it
I
sweet?
said jumping out of that.
Yeah, that's coming out of the tree and running down the tube and dripping in the bucket when we collect it. Well, if we had this all day in here like that, we'd have a half a bucket today.
How often do you have to replace buckets?
I usually come out every 2 days and check them.
2 days?
Sometimes in one day they'll be overflowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You get the good. You get that good, like 50, like this, sunshine and 50.
Yeah.
And like low 20s at night. Man, these things will just fill right up.
Very cool, guys.
All right, we got our taps out.